Every time I make one of these videos or I write one of my essays, a certain number of people write back to tell me that it was of value to them. And an equal number of viewers unsubscribe. And that's the nature of the creative process. The more specific that you make something, usually the fewer people it's going to appeal to. And that's why I'm often skeptical about the scores that reviewers give the latest movie. I might see something that I think is absolutely genius, but then it only gets 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. But then another movie comes along that has universally high marks. Everybody thinks it's great, but I think it's crap. Maybe I'm right and the rest of the world is wrong, but maybe I just have weird taste. When you make any kind of a creative product, ask yourself, who is your work not for? Perhaps it's people who don't share your background or your values. Maybe people who don't want to come along on the sort of deep dive that you're taking. Maybe it's men. Maybe it's people in rural areas, or women under 25, or the literal minded, or bros named Brad. Defining who you're not working for will help you to blunt the fickle whims and judgments of social media platforms like this one. Not all thumbs are created alike. If you get a down thumb from somebody who you never intended to reach anyway, well, it just doesn't mean as much. But more importantly, it'll help you to figure out how to better serve the people who you are for. What defines them? What separates them from the ones that you don't mean to reach? And most crucially, what are the particular problems that your work, your art, your creation can help them to solve? And don't think of this as an abstract problem, because we're not talking about market demographics or statistical variances. This comes down to actual people and what they need or don't need from you, what they like or don't like. It's ultimately subjective, case by case. The people your work might not be for could be your neighbor or your cousin or even your spouse. That doesn't mean that it's not beautiful or valid. It just means that you're serving up veal to vegans. Popularity doesn't really mean success. You can't please everyone, and that's more than a cliche. It's a crucial business lesson for all creative people. The market and the audience for your work will always be finite. The problem that your creation solves just isn't going to be relevant to every person on the planet. There are almost 8 billion of us. But it will matter to enough people for it to still be worth creating. And because it's authentic and focused, it'll mean way more to them than the stuff on the top of the charts. As a creator, you need to find your tribe, your people, your fans, and accept that this is a limited group, and that's okay. And by the way, I'm glad that you're a member of my tribe, and I hope you're subscribed. The idea for this video started with one of the essays that I write every week. I write them just to send out to people who subscribe, and they're free. And I do it for the same reason that I make YouTube videos, because I have ideas and I really want to share them with you. You can get my essays too if you'd like. Just go to dannysessays.com, tell me where you want to get them, and I'll start sending them to you this week. I hope you do. Thanks for listening.